Don't do it. Don't buy into the lies. Don't buy into the lies, the narratives, the people speaking in groups and chats and boards everywhere about this is your new norm. This is not your new norm. Don't buy it. Don't digest it. Don't internalize it. Don't believe it. It's not the new norm. It's so easy to think that whatever you feel now is just the way destiny has come to you and you have to just accept it and agree with it. If you don't feel like yourself, you're constantly fighting this battle every day. You get up and you feel like just horrible. You feel dizzy, you feel tight, stiff, you feel just a shell of your good old self. Don't accept that that's just old age, that's just the way life is because you have this job now, or that's the way it is because this is just the way it is because that's just life. Don't do it. Because what you're doing is you're talking yourself out of the ability to feel the best way you could be. You're talking out of yourself to you're talking yourself out of the possibility of putting the work in to actually get to where you should be and what you deserve to be, because these conditions, these symptoms, these problems of tinnitus, Eustachian tube dysfunction, patulous Eustachian tube disorder are all just things that can pass along. They're all benign in some way, shape, or form, given that you've already been checked out and you don't have any internal, very complicated medical issues to solve. They are all benign in that sense. Do not take the advice of some people that say, this is just the way you are right now, or this is the way you just have to just be this way. I've been hearing over the, just past years, a lot of you have been fed this stuff. You've been getting all this insight about this is just how life is. I was told when I went in to get my nose and ears checked out, I was told that I should just move out of the states, move out of the country, find somewhere else to live. That's what I was told by a doctor. A trained professional told me, you've been here 3 or 4 times, you still feel the same, I would just move. A doctor actually told me that. I won't say the name of where I was at or who told me out of respect, but I was told that, and I just kind of like I chuckled in the middle of that visit because I was waiting for that punchline, that laugh to come in, like oh, huh, huh. And I realized that the doctor's face was as straight as I've ever seen anybody's face be, and I was like, wait, you serious? And yes, he was serious. And this is how it is when you're continuously fighting for something and you're not getting it. It's human nature to think that that's just the way it's supposed to be. Even when your gut, your brain, your mind, everything is telling you that you should have this. It doesn't even have to be health related. If you keep going after something and keep getting denied, it's human nature to just assume that you can't go against gravity, you can't go against destiny, it's the way it is. What if I told you that sometimes these challenges were made and put into place for you to find your inner strength, to find where you should be? These are shaping you to get to where you need to be. So ultimately, if you don't keep fighting, you're not going to get to where you need to be. It's not a sign that you're not where you should be. And so you are trained, you're being trained. Hopefully you're breaking out of that, but don't let the training make you feel that resistance means there's an opposition that you have a certain opposition that has to take place. So like if you know that you should be doing something and you keep trying to do it and you keep not getting it, you keep missing the mark. That's not the equivalent of, oh, do something else. Now if you're bad at something and you know you're bad at it and you continue to force that, then maybe if you're aware that you're forcing it because you're not good at it and you know you're not good at it, then that's different. But if you know you should be healed, you know you truly have done everything to be healed, you know you shouldn't be this way, you take care of yourself the way you should take care of yourself, you consume the things you should consume, and yet you still feel like you did nothing for yourself good. If you are in that position, you're like, hey, I've done this, I've done that, I'm trying to do this. There's no reason why you should accept that that's just the way you should be now because it's your time. I don't believe in that, and it's really frustrating when your people are told that. All of you are being told that by professionals too. These are doctors telling you this stuff. Not all of them, but a lot of doctors are telling you this stuff. Or even worse, they're just telling you to do something that you don't need to do, over and over and over, so you're forcing it that way, like medication or, you know, things that are not helping you. But overall, resistance does not equal, it does not, it's not the equivalent of it not being for you, you know. And so when I fought through this thing for 3 years, I didn't just think to one time, there wasn't one time where I thought to myself, you know, I'm just gonna buy into the medication. I'm just gonna start taking this stuff every day and just accept the way that it is for me, because this is the way it is for me. There's no reason that you shouldn't look up natural ways to get over things, natural ways to do this. Do your homework. The more research you do, even when you don't feel well, I know it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to sit there and research and read and do all this stuff when you're like in this, you have this giant bubble in your head. You have this clicking sounds going off every time you're trying to do something productive. There's nothing worse, trust me, than trying to do something productive and meaningful when you're dealing with all this stuff going, all these symptoms and things bothering you. But I can tell you right now, it's very worth it at the end of that race, at the end of that fight. It's worth it to know that you actually got through it. You fought through it. You know, it's just terrible though. And so this video really is to remind all of you out there that if you're in the position where you just feel like you're being told things, or the lack of effort of professionals are kind of insinuating that that's it for you, that's like, hey, you know, their lack of effort is, it's almost like a, it's like almost like a write-off, and you kind of just say, all right, well, all right, they're not really pushing me, helping me as much either, so maybe I should just do the bare minimum. Don't get to that position where you feel like, okay, I need to stay this way, I need to be this way, um, because that's what you're gonna talk yourself out of the healing. The healing is right over the other side. It's right there. Sometimes it's within days apart. It can be days that, just days later. I mean, some of you have been going months, so days, you can do another couple days. You're days away from feeling good again. It was like that for me. It was really a turning point when I said to myself, there was a lot of nights where I was like, when is this gonna be over? I did that too. I mean, everybody is gonna have moments where they're like that, where they just say, I don't know. Who's to say that this is even gonna go away? But there's a piece of you that believes that. There's a piece of you that believes you can get through it. I wrote this book, Healing Eustachian Tube Dysfunction, not because I'm trying to make a quick buck, but rather I'm trying to tell the masses, I'm trying to speak to the masses, that if I can have this condition, write an entire book from scratch, and be talking to you about it, when before I couldn't even spend 10 minutes without thinking about it. I couldn't even speak to you without hearing something in my ear going off, or something ringing, or something having to do this quite a bit, try to figure out, okay, why is this happening? If I can tell you all of this stuff after writing an entire book about this, talking about it, conforming my channel about it, speaking about it, coaching about it, training about it, then I know all of you out there can do the same. It's really a matter of just saying, I'm just not giving up, and if it just takes forever, it just takes forever. But I'd rather something take forever than me give up and not be present enough to know that I got through it. So I'd rather fight forever than to give up prematurely and never have been able to even experience healing because I gave up trying. And so if you're willing to just push yourself through this storm a little bit longer, and realize that people like myself and others that I see others on, you know, in a great group of you, or, you know, my Eustachian Tube Dysfunction 24/7 group, great people in there have gone through it. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that have made their way through it, and I'm gonna put together a video of those that have gotten through it, and I'm gonna try to come up with a video with myself and those that have healed them, you know, themselves, and try to do a compilation video, or not even a compilation video, just a video where all of us are speaking about it, to boost the motivation of those out there that are feeling like they're just at the end and they can't get through it. So, like I said, I wrote this entire book going through my experiences, speaking on things that I went through, And again, I'm no smarter than any of you out there. I have access to Google like many of you out there. I can Google things that I feel, things that I should feel, places that I need to go visit and figure out, okay, maybe they have the answers for me. And most of the time they didn't. But you have access like I do, and you're probably a lot more persistent on trying to find it than I was for the first year. So I kind of realized that the first year I didn't take it seriously. I thought it was just allergies and didn't really, because there's a certain level of healing that you do. You heal, there's different avenues based on what you think you have or what you've been told you have. If you have allergies, you kind of base your life off of prevention, like in terms of the allergic reaction. So you're taking things because you've been told you have allergies rather than um, improving what is already there. You're just adding more problems basically. Like if you're taking new medication, it's, let's be honest, inadvertently you're hurting yourself in doing that alone. Just, all that stuff has side effects. So the best advice would have been, hey, try to stay away from everything medication wise and try to find alternatives. But while you're doing that, secure your mental health, because that's going to go down. And then when that goes down, you're going to go to the easy destructive playing field, and then that's going to be even worse to come back from that. So that's would have been a better solution, would have been a better alternative of teaching, would have been from a perspective of holistic and natural healing. So therefore, and mental health preparation. So then I could have made better decisions and not deal with all the side effects. So I really want all of you to take this video and remember it, save it, share it, play it back. Remember that this is not the norm. You weren't born this way. You don't have a genetic uh, condition where this is just the way it is supposed to happen. Your story is written this way. You don't have to accept the way you feel. You have to believe in yourself and know that this is not forever, but it's only going to go off of how much input you put into this thing to get over it. So this doesn't become your daily habits of trying to face this horrible thing we call Eustachian Tube Dysfunction and tinnitus and many other symptoms and conditions. Don't accept what people are telling you. Don't say this is what you should be like now. Don't say your age this is age related. It's not. Just know that you train your mind to get through it. It will ultimately get you through it as well as your body through it. So I hope this video was very helpful for you. If it was, please take time to subscribe to the channel. I'll try to bring content as often as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to step out of the Jaye in the studio and leave you in good hands with this video. Like anything else, folks, we're here to simply go back to the basics. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.